Welcome to Blurry Vision Book Review. It's a fun hangout where we get together and we review books that we've read. We also pick a drink based off the book that we've read and give you all the fun highlights of the book. Things we loved, things we didn't love, things that made us laugh, things that pissed us off, all of the good things. Yes. Tonight's going to be a little bit different, but before we get started, Miranda's going to give you a little bit of a disclaimer.
Yes, we are not for everyone. We are loud, obnoxious, inappropriate. So if there's anyone with little ears, easily offended ears, go ahead and kick them out or put on headphones. We're a good time, but we do not censor our words or thoughts or some of the books we have. We don't censor the stuff that's in there. And there's stuff with really long, pointy nails and
there's content warnings throughout.
Yeah.
Yes. So I just told you this is Miranda. I'm Teresa. Tonight, we're going to start off tonight. We're obviously dressed for success. The book we're actually going to be reviewing tonight is Minx by Sophie Lark.
Yes.
And we'll get to that in a few minutes. We're going to start off tonight talking about Willow Winters because she is all over every social media account that we have. And all I can think about and dream about is a mystery box by her.
My God, just a mega...
I want the big one because her merchandise looks amazing.
Beautiful.
I have to have the diary of a book whore.
Oh, God, yes.
Want it. I also want one of those bags. She has a lot of cool swag. Anyway, shout out to Willow.
She's doing it right.
So she had a reel that came through, I believe it was Facebook, and it was regarding damaged books. And I was like, because the books that we really want is the Decadent Collection, which is a little out of, at the moment, our price range.
Yeah. One day.
They're beautiful books, and I would just want it on my bookshelf. Yeah. So anyway, damaged books at a cheaper, amount.
Right.
Money. I was like, sign me up for 2 books. And there was a little verbiage in there that said she might actually send me duplicates or something along those lines. So I was like, shit, maybe I'll get 4 books. Well, anyway, ended up getting 2 books. They were 2 books of the same book, but different covers.
So she is really good at her covers, though. Because she's got artist rendition. She's got the original. She has discreet. So if you have, people around who are easily offended by a book that looks like this, which we shouldn't be offended.
I read this so that I could constantly look at this.
Yes.
Miranda has children.
I have children, so this is the book I went with. So but she has one
cartoon character, and then she has one where the cover will be completely one cover or color.
One color, and it just says the characters' names.
Just the names.
There's nothing on the back. There's nothing on the front except their names.
It would literally say Maddie and Graham.
Yeah. And so it's great. And then she's got all of these different colors, the discreet series, and it's like the darker it is, the darker the book is.
Yeah, the more, kinkier it gets.
I guess. I don't know. We haven't gotten to that point yet.
No. So this particular book, I'll give you a brief little synopsis about it. Basically, the female character in this book is a do-gooder. Like, she takes care of her family.
Oh, she's a good person.
She all her money goes for her cousin so that her cousin can do, I don't even remember what her cousin is doing.
She goes to school, but then she finds out her aunt is sick, and it's just
got cancer and stuff like that. So anyway, she can't pay her rent. So what does a girl do? Well, she goes to try to make a deal with the
devil. No, the landlord.
The hot landlord.
Yeah.
And basically he was like, she says, I'll give you anything you want. And he took that as anything. And they started a
sexual
relationship where
to pay for goods.
Literally said to her, come on my dick.
Oh my God, that's right. He did.
That's all I want for the rent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was $500. But then,
she was short $500 of the rent, and she lived in a very upscale apartment complex, which her rent was probably like $4,000.
Oh,
I would think,
I'm sure.
Minimum.
I'm sure.
Minimum.
It was a very cute, fast read, but there's no real, details. There's no
deep content to it.
No, it's very much like, this is what it is. This is how it happens. This is the ending.
Yeah.
So it's very quick. Like, if you were going camping and you were on a road trip and you wanted to read a book, perfect.
Yeah.
Sweet, short, to the point. But if you want like a feel good, tell me about his family, tell me about her family, give me a little extra meat on the bones, that's not the book for you.
Yeah.
But still glad we read it.
We are. And we're still really wanting to read more, which is why we did a Barnes & Noble's date together. And we did buy I believe it's a 4-book collection all in one.
Yeah.
And I think we're doing that in March.
I think that's March's plan.
Yeah, March.
We'll read that one and do a Blurry on that in March.
Yeah. So anyway, we just wanted to give you a quick little and by the way, it's called Sealed with a Kiss. Yeah. And this one's actually a duo author, Amelia Wild.
Yeah, Wild. And so we haven't read anything by her, but it's definitely...
I love what Willow Winters does, though.
Oh,
I love her warehouse. I just want a tour of it.
I just want a tour of all of her. I want to be able to be... I just want her stuff.
Yes.
It's so perfect.
It is.
But anyway, I digress.
Anyways,
so
moving on to what tonight is all about. I don't know if you can see, we're wearing cat ears.
Yes.
Our shirts say "Drink Up Pussies," and we'll get to why that says that.
Yep.
Here shortly.
Here is the book that we read. It's called Minx. So Bacon and I have a thing where we really enjoy going to Barnes & Noble and having a book date. What that consists of is us doing a little spin thing of like, is our drink going to be hot or cold? What are the different things that should be on the book?
What genre is the book? And we spin the wheel.
Yep, and it decides for us, and it's really fun. Highly recommend it.
This was something Miranda did out on her own. She went into the romance section, and, she was going to do this, and then she was going to pick a book. She just pointed.
Yeah. I didn't want to like close my eyes and do the whole thing because damn.
It was busy.
It was so busy in the romance section.
Busy. There was a date.
It had to have been a date of like a new couple.
No, she was a hooker.
She was a hooker.
Prostitute, for more of a better word. She was a prostitute.
So this book is also
Barnes & Nobles, of all places.
Yeah, maybe she needed a little pick-me-up from reading a romance book. Maybe they wanted ideas. Maybe they were going to role-play the characters in a romance book.
Maybe they're going to find a nook there and like get it on. I don't know.
There's a lot of things they could do.
Could have done. Yeah.
But... anyway.
They seemed to be everywhere we wanted to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they weren't a cute couple. Not saying that, like, I'm drop dead gorgeous with my husband, but I'm, like, also not in the romance aisle talking about getting tied up.
Anyway, what I said earlier, we pick a drink based off the book, and then we drink this drink. We came up with, we wanted it to be, like, kind of like a creamy drink, because in the book, our female character... the male character in the book, the main male character, has a little kink. And
they both end up having it.
They both have a kink. Anyway, he likes her to dress up as a kitty cat.
A kitty cat.
And she wears ears. She has a little necklace, which I bought the young girls version of this. So these are a little short, and obviously our choker chains didn't fit. But hers says Minx. So they play Minx, which is obviously the name of the book. So we came up with a cream drink.
Yep.
And it is Fireball.
Yes.
Vodka.
Yep.
And rum chata.
It's supposed to taste like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It's supposed to. It's rimmed with, we did maple syrup with cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah.
It is absolutely delicious. But we'll get to the cream portion a little later.
Yeah. We need to start from the top.
Yeah, we do. So, you have your notes?
I have mine.
Let me get mine up real quick.
Okay.
Let me do that. Okay. So we already told you it's Minx. The author is Sophie Lark. I always like to say Sophia Lark, but Sophie Lark. And I want to say Sophie is also the author of that same book that you stayed up till 3 a.m. reading.
Oh, maybe. That would make sense.
She might be. Because weren't there pictures in that one too?
That's another thing.
Sophie likes to put pictures in her book.
There's pictures.
And they're on the Kindle version, they're in color.
So we had this book. We bought it at Barnes & Noble's, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
I don't know if you should go to the car scene because we can't censor that.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, so we can't censor the picture.
Mm-mm.
This one seems appropriate.
Let me see. Yes.
Okay. In the book, they're black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
In Kindle, they're not.
In Kindle, they're color. You can get a lot more detail in the Kindle color version, and there's a car scene that...
as far as genre of this book, Miranda, what did you say?
Spicy fetish.
Spicy fetish. I said fetish romance of sorts. Because it's definitely a romance.
It is. Oh,
it's such
a good book.
It is very, I will tell you, it is a sweet book with some kink to it that, writing my notes, I reread the kinky versions or the sections of this book.
Right.
And I must have been a fetish virgin because the first time I was like caught really off guard and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, what are we doing here? And then the second time I was like, that ain't bad. So anyway, it's a fetish romance of sorts.
It is. So let me when I was looking at my notes and like starting to write stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Sophie Lark has on her.
Is this the author's note?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
I think so.
I wrote it right here.
No, this is different.
Oh.
So she says, I started writing romance so I could create strong, intelligent female characters. All of my couples are different, but in every case, the hero and heroine need each other to become the best version of themselves. Love that. Totally fits.
Yeah.
But this is the part that really got me. Readers, be warned. My stories are intense. I'll suck you into my world and have you laughing, bawling, digging your nails into your Kindle until you're begging for the next book.
Very true.
I was like, she said it best.
Yes, she did. So I wrote the author's note says, for this particular book.
Yeah.
This is for everyone who's been all the way to the bottom. Keep climbing. The sun is up there waiting for you. Hugs and kisses. Yeah, it's super sweet.
Just love it. I love it. And I know that in this, we usually talk about whether we talk to our coworkers about this. So I will tell you today, I was like, we read this really good book. Like if you take out this one part, it is so good. The storyline, the characters, all of it is amazing. But there's this one part that you just have to kind of like get with. And we fully embraced it, obviously.
Drink up pussies. So I showed my coworkers the picture.
Oh God, you shared the picture.
I shared the picture in the car to both of them. And one of them was
in color. Oh, in color. You showed it in color.
On my Kindle. Yeah. Yeah. And they both gave me shit, and they're like, "What kind of kinky shit are you into?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, I'm into reading. It's reading. I was working my mind. Okay.
Yeah,
Keeping
we're never gonna grow old.
Young. Okay. I'm gonna be a young little kitty cat. I don't know if I'll ever turn into a minx, but
I think that takes a special kind of.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
So it is a standalone.
Yeah, no series here.
But I wish there was something. But you did have the other part, characters you had like tied in a bow.
I wish that we did get to see a snippet of the scene of Sadie and Briggs.
In the Kindle, you could have, but I didn't know how to do it. I wasn't smart enough.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, it's at the very end. You see like a censored... Oh, it's censored. Hang on, I can show you this picture.
I must not have seen that. I didn't click on it.
Oh, well, that seems like a you problem.
Okay.
Wonder what happened on Briggs and Sadie's Wild Night?
Yeah, I didn't get the QR code for that, but I did see the picture.
It's censored. I'm just going to put that there. That's the Kindle.
Okay. Well, so
favorite part?
Favorite part. Okay, before the favorite part, can I talk about a couple of the things that each character said?
Yes, because I definitely have quotes for each one of them.
Okay, so for starters, I had to do a voice pronunciation for the main character because in my entire time reading this book, I called him Rams.
Me too.
Because I didn't know how to say it.
Well, I called him Ramsey.
Well, it is Ramses.
I didn't have Ramses.
Yeah,
I have It's Ramsey.
Ramses.
Yep.
Ramses Howell is his name. And one of his quotes said, and this is something that he said to Blake, which is the main female character.
She's Minx.
She's Minx. I don't go once. I don't go twice. I go until I'm satisfied. And that is racist.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. And then Sadie, the sister, she is so we'll get into it a little bit further, but Blake, she grew up through the orphanage
Foster system.
Mm-hmm. And she met Sadie in one of the houses, and they just became instant sisters. So forever they were going to be sisters.
Yeah.
And Sadie's little quote here that I'm going to give you from the book says, I don't need a nice for a rebound. Okay. Sadie's grin is already resurfacing because she's smiling when she says this. And she says, I just need them to have a big cock. Yep.
Yeah.
That's Sadie. What were yours?
So I had the one where Ramses is talking about Briggs, which is his right-hand man at his finance company. Mm-hmm. And he says, Briggs has always been like that. He's too picky to be broke. Or too picky to be poor. And I was like, well, shit, that's why I'm not rich. I'm not picky.
Yeah.
Fuck. Sorry. No, I'm not. I gave you a warning to begin with.
Sorry, she warning.
The other one is like Sadie's walking behind a guy and she's looking at Blake, which again, like you said, is the main character, and she's like dry humping the air. And the main character, Blake, is just like, I don't know if she's doing it to embarrass me or like for her own enjoyment. But
wasn't she dry humping because she was looking at Ramses?
No, she was looking at Briggs. She was following behind him when they were at the party.
Yes, although Briggs likes big tits.
Yeah, he wanted big tits. Sadie doesn't have that.
Sadie didn't have those.
Yeah. Mm-mm. And then there's one part where Ramses asks if so Blake is a escort. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's a high-end escort.
Very high-end.
She only takes 3 clients.
Yep.
She has 3 rules.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And there was one point where they were like, yeah, this guy offered $50,000. He didn't even get a phone call back. And Ramses says, what, is her vagina made of gold?
Yep.
And apparently for him it was.
It was, because he dumped $3 million into her account.
Just to get a date.
And to say a date.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't imagine.
Which would bring me, I'm not sure why this scrolled all the way here. What was your favorite part?
God, there was so much. Mm-hmm. They had a whole moment. There was a red moment, which for her was the stop. And I'll stop. So they had a red moment. Mm-hmm. Something very traumatic happened to her at that point in the book. He didn't call. He didn't text. He just showed up. He was just there. Like, she's having a moment. She wants nothing to do with him. But then she's realizing she does. And instead of anything else happening, he just shows up. And I was like, oh. Mm-hmm. He just showed up for her when nobody else would in the whole book. And it was just, oh. Yeah. So good.
I went to a totally different section for my favorite book. Or my favorite part.
Was it the purple couch?
No. My favorite part was when... So she only dates 3 clients at a time. So here she is, and she's on a date with Simmons, which is the last name of the guy. I can't remember what his first name is. Mm-hmm. And she's like at a dinner date with him. And Ramses and her had been on a phone call, and she told him to fuck off and hung up on him. And he just shows up at this date.
So he has a theme of just showing up, apparently.
Yeah, he does. He has a theme, and he just shows up on this date, and he's like, "Hey, we didn't finish our phone call," and she goes, "I'm on a date. Like, leave me the fuck alone." Basically, is what she's saying. And he goes, "Didn't he say, oh, that's fine?" And he pulls up a chair, and then he offers Simmons to cover because they buy in stocks and stuff like that. So he offered him to raise his stock or something if he just left. Yep. And he was like, "Sorry, Blake," and he took off. And so Ramsey sits down, takes over the date. Yep. And he gets his date with her.
Yeah, it was.
And he's so powerful and demanding. And I just love that about him. I just love it about him.
So,
Yeah.
okay, was it a race to the end or a slow burn? I said both
Yeah.
because
I raced through this book. I got this one done pretty fast.
yeah, it was a quick read.
Not because like it was like because I just like genuinely I love the banter.
Oh, they had such a good
Um
relationship in it.
yeah, and
They both admitted they were manipulating each other. They were using each other. They were manipulating, but they were very honest about it. It's like, hey, we both know we're screwing each other for this, right?
yeah.
And yes. And then all of a sudden you could tell that they both something switched in them.
Yeah.
And it was something they both needed. And like the author said, that she creates these worlds where every time the hero and the heroine come together and become the greatest selves because of each other. And they do. They've got so much. Both of them have like past trauma and they work through it. He has a moment where he's got some. There's a lot.
I know you're all wondering where the cat ears and all of this comes into play. So when we talk about the scene that stuck, really the scene that stuck for me was the first night.
Let's be real. That's
Minx.
really the introduction of Minx.
It stuck because so he wants to pick her up at 7 for their date. She's like, nah, I'll show up at your house. So he literally has this all set up where she walks into his apartment. He has a gift for her.
Yep.
Right as she walks in. He's not there. She opens it up and it's a cat suit and it's like a skin tight
Lace. Fingertips are cut off because she has long nails.
She's got long nails. It's almost like stirrup feet,
Yep.
I believe.
Yeah, that's what the picture showed.
Yeah, that's what the picture showed. And cat ears. And then so then she's like starting to like get into character and she's like walking like a cat, all like I don't know, like just I don't know.
She's being seductive
Yes,
and sleek
and so
and sensual like a cat.
she works her way into the den where a camera is sitting and another gift box. And inside that gift box is Minx for her neck. And then she starts touching herself. And he was going to make her wait 2 to 3 hours and let her get really riled up. And as soon as that happened, he was there.
He's like, I almost got pulled over getting here so fast because holy hell.
Yeah.
There's they find comfort in her pretending to be there's one time, oh my god, I forgot about this. There's one time where she's like laying on his lap and he would give her dishes of cream. And they would do inappropriate things with cream.
Yes.
They would drip it on his dick. That happened. They would do like finger things with it. The cream was involved, so that was our thought process with the drink.
That's why we did the creamy drink.
But there was I will never unsee that.
But anyway, yeah, no, for me it was Minx. Was it Minx for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was I don't even know where I was going with that. I'm so flustered right now. Okay. Did it impact your mood? Yes.
Yeah.
It was
the first time I read like the Minx portion, I was like, what in the actual hell am I reading? What am I reading?
I sent her a note and I was like, what the fuck did I read? And she's like, oh, so you finished the book?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if we should tell you how it ends.
No.
I guess if we were going to, you would be in a different suit.
For sure. For sure. But can we just have a moment? Okay, so there's a moment where he goes through a lot of stuff, right? And he's having a moment and she is doing her best to get him off completely. Bacon, I just did a search. This bugs me about this book, and I'm sorry. I'm having a very hard time getting over this. This is like my least favorite part of the book.
Is this the finger?
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember reading this.
Okay.
I think I was so baffled by the choker and...
No, that wasn't even this part. It was in the book when he had his meltdown and he couldn't get fully hard and he couldn't like get rid of everything. And so
I don't remember this.
I can't make this up. But here's her nails are unpainted, filed sharp. I want them to scratch down my back. Okay? So that's fine. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me.
I am waiting. Please. By the way, I am one drink up on you.
I know, but the drink's over there. Okay, but hang on. Is milking the word they used?
Probably, if she was milking him.
I don't know.
But
I
with
don't
her
know.
finger in a bubble?
Yes. Her finger is in his butthole, which is fine, except for it's sharp. I am so bothered by this.
I don't remember.
I was gonna find it too, and I just was like,
Would you read another book by this author?
1,000 trillion%.
Does Sophie Lark, or Sophie
Lark.
I want you to have Sophia.
Right here. Shh.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Her finger works inside me, pressing against that delicate, crucial place. My cock has become a new kind of substance, molten, pumping magma.
I don't remember that.
Okay, sorry. That's the last conscious thought in my head. Blake's middle finger makes contact with my prostate. I am no longer in charge. That little button is the key to the kingdom. I give it all to her, and my brain goes blank. She has long nails, and she's just like willy-nilly. Blah, 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 blah.
I don't have any recollection of that part. I'm gonna have to review.
Let me tell you. It is on page
Yeah, tell me the page number.
261 on Kindle.
261. Okay, I'll go back. I'll have a review session.
I'm just gonna send it to you.
Oh,
I'm gonna send this to you, and I can't believe one small finger could make me feel like this, turned inside out. Women are fucking insane to let a cock go inside them. I'm gonna share this with you.
Please do. Okay.
Anyway, that was my least favorite part of the book. I just don't understand it.
My least favorite part of the book. I don't know. Probably his mother.
Oh, God, that dirty whore.
Yeah. So his mom, she divorced his dad because she wanted some better man in her mind. And she got married and...
Don't say...
Oh, well...
She's a bad person.
She's just a bad person. We'll let you, if you decide to read the book, we'll let you.
But on top of that, the man she married is also a terrible person.
Yes, terrible person. He tries to take Ramses down. Financially. But luckily, he's got
Blake. Minx, sorry. When she's in the costume, she's Minx. Other than that, she's Blake.
She's Blake.
That was one of my favorite parts too, is when she's able to be like, look what I did.
My favorite part is her ex.
They fuck on the purple couch at his house.
Yes. Yeah, they desecrate his couch.
Oh, desecrate. What a nicer way of saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, they just really give it to him.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Have you noticed that in most of these romance books, they have sex in public places, and
yes.
My anxiety level during that scene is always like,
well,
peak.
My thought when they were on the couch is, okay, maybe the maid will see him, but she's not going to care.
She ain't going to say shit.
She loved Blake.
Yeah.
But what if Desmond showed up?
I mean, in my mind, Blake could have taken him.
Yeah, true. What was your heat level?
I know we've talked a lot about Minx, and we've talked a lot about, drink up pussies and all of that. I just said, wowza, hot.
It was hot. I said 8.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
It was pretty hot because not only did they do the whole Minx thing, then they had the whole car scene where her ass is in the air.
There's a picture of that.
Yeah, if I could censor it in some portion, I'd show you, but
we can't. We're not. No, that's not happening.
No. And then there's the couch scene, and then the bathtub scene.
Oh God! Then there's her scene.
Oh, Okay, that
Oh.
would be the scene that, like, I mean, I don't know.
I'm not. Some people like it.
people like
Some people
it.
like it. What did one of our girlfriends call it? Being a mud warrior?
No, it's like if you're a soldier.
But she called it like something different.
Any
But like,
good soldier doesn't mind a little mud.
I'm sorry. For both of us, that's a hard no. For anybody else out there, that's great. That's great.
It's not for me.
It's not. No.
And it's not a bad thing if it's for you, but it's not for me.
No.
Anyway, there is a scene where
it's clearly for him.
She's on a cycle. Sorry.
Bless you.
That was a lot.
It was a lot.
And he doesn't care at all.
No.
Like, they ruin a couch, they ruin the sheets. He puts her in the bathtub. Like, okay.
I don't know.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. It was too much.
But, I mean, I get it. I get why it was part of the book. Because it just shows, like, he really loves her.
He came up. He showed up for her.
Yeah, every bit of her.
Okay, connection. Couples connection believable. Yes, manipulated each other and completely honest about it.
I said they had instant attraction, but
You didn't believe it?
No, I believed it.
Well, what was your about?
Like, there's more. There's, like, lots more. Maybe it's not the right word. Like,
You're right. Less and more
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Do you have any quotes?
I think we covered that in the beginning with Briggs and Blake.
Well, I have some more.
Oh my god, tell me more.
So, I liked, there's one thing they called mileage on a hoe. Did you read that part?
Mileage on a hoe? Tell me more.
Yeah. So, it was in the part where they were talking about how escorts work,
Yeah.
And then at some point you get mileage on a hoe, where you've had too much mileage on the hoe.
Oh, yeah.
Never heard that before, ever.
Nope, that's a new one.
No. Power is doing whatever you want and nobody dares to tell you no.
Oof.
That's by Ariana Grande.
What?
That was in the very beginning of the book.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
No, you're right.
Was it?
You're right.
I think it was Ariana Grande. Yeah.
Oh, this
Whoever
is one.
said. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Disregard. Disregard. Ariana Grande's quote was, "Whoever said money can't solve your problems must not have had enough money to solve them." That was her quote.
Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
But also, like,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Here's one from Ramsey's. And when you make it all the way to the top, don't forget to send the elevator back down. So there's this part where he does a lot of, you're looking at pictures, you're not reading anything.
That's a 6-pack and Yeah. Okay, what?
But so he's a big bad control mamba jamba, but he does good stuff.
He does.
He's giving a speech. He's giving a speech to a bunch of high schoolers, and he yells at them. And when you make it all the way to the top, don't forget to send the elevator back down. And I was like, and he's this big, powerful god of a man, and for him to say that to a bunch of kids, I liked it. And then literally my last note on here was, doesn't she have sharp nails? Fingers in the what? What the fuck? It really traumatized me. I really need Sophie Lark to explain it to me.
There was a quote in there too that said, "Regret is a river that flows deep and dark and forever."
That's what she said.
The things you can't take back, the things you can't change, like a river. I like it.
How
many shots would this book take to tell your family?
Oh, family, literally, drunk.
I said 4 to 5, which is drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coworkers.
Solely because of the Minx moment.
Yeah.
But there's like one moment, and then it's gone. Like Minx came back, or Minx did this, but it's like the one big moment where she like gets herself off in front of a camera, but that's it.
Yeah.
He rips a lot of holes in the crotch of the Minx.
This would be the first book that I mean, no offense, Ma, but I don't
Yeah.
think I would tell mom to read this one.
No, I'm with you on that
No.
one. For
Mm-mm.
family, I said drunk. Coworkers, I said 1 to 3 because I did tell a coworker about it today without having anything, but I very generalized it, and I just explained our shirts and our ears, and she was like, "Oh my God, do you guys tag the author? Because that'd be funny as hell." And I was like, "We don't, but you're right, it would be funny." But anyone, if I needed more detail than that, it would take probably like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know what Verity is like by Colleen Hoover, but my coworker said it was pretty good. And so maybe I'd tag her in that and tell her about this book. I don't know. I mean, I did share photos of it, so I guess I'd tell
So
them.
yeah,
And
I guess you
wasn't
would.
drunk.
Yeah.
I wasn't drunk at work.
Yeah, thank
So,
God.
yeah.
Friends. I put 0 to 2.
Kelly would read this.
Oh, Kelly even said that it sounded fucked up, but she'd read it.
She did say that, saying, yeah. Do you have any final notes to Minx?
Long nail butt stuff.
Yeah, I don't.
That is all I put that and pictures, but we already talked about the pictures.
We did.
It really, I'm sorry that
Like, this book was so good. Like, if you can get
Yes.
past, like, I guess what they all say all over all your TikTok videos and everything, know your trigger warnings.
yeah. And
This one has a little bit of
there's suicide talk.
there is suicide.
There's drugs. There's rape. Talk, not actual.
Talk. But there is also like role play.
Yeah.
But in a like
Cat and human.
Dog.
Yeah, there's animals included.
Animals.
Not live animals acting as them.
No.
But there's so much heart and there's so much.
Such a good. It's a good book.
Highly recommend.
I mean, who would you give it out of 5?
I did 4.5.
4. Oh, I was gonna say 5.
Okay.
I like.
So
5.
see, we're both up there.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Good
there
job,
you go.
Sophie.
We also, let me just go ahead and, this book, Done and Dusted, this was also part of our Barnes and Noble date where we picked, it had to be blue, it had to be a small town, we had iced coffee, like it was a whole thing. I read this.
I did not.
She did not.
Yet. I started the chapter, the first 2 sentences.
Yeah,
today.
She found out what the name of the main character is. So we will throw this in on the next one we do. If you have not read it, highly recommend it. It's like I told you girls the other night. I was like, oh my God, it's so sweet. It's just the best little like brother's best friend, so good. And then you're just like, whoa. And here I am in my car reading it like during my kids' practice, and I'm like, la 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 la. I did not expect that. So how about we do the Green River one and Done and Dusted instead of Nora's story? Nora's story wilted.
Okay. Shout out to Willow Winters, though. I just want you to know, if you need a small non-profit business to donate a mystery book pack.
And it's non-profit because we don't make shit for doing this.
We don't make any shit. We don't make nothing for this, but we have a lot of fun and we like to review books and we're obsessed with your stuff.
Oh, this works out perfect though. Sorry.
We would love it if you'd like to throw in something. I don't know how you get on those lists because I see these chicks get stuff all the time.
I know.
From places.
What did we say we thought was in March? Willow's other book?
Willow's other book. The four banger book.
We have on March 2nd. We're going to do Priest by...
And there's a couple of books that I think we need to read. A Penelope Douglas book.
Okay.
So Credence.
Yeah.
I think it has multiple men.
Okay.
Because I think it has to do with a gal whose I think her parents die.
Simone.
I think her parents die, and she gets like basically put in with her uncle and his 2 sons. Oh yeah, and you can only imagine.
I'm sorry, I was half listening because I was putting in the book for this one. She's
orphaned because her family dies.
But then she lives with her uncle?
Her hot Uncle Joe, I think.
But that's still an uncle.
Yeah.
Like you're an aunt to my kids or like an actual legit blood uncle?
I don't know. But there's 2 sons too.
But those would be cousins.
And there's a snowstorm.
Okay. But that's not good.
I don't know. People rave about this.
People rave about incest?
I don't know. I don't know. We'd have to review. We'd have to do a little research.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go to therapy one day and be like, what traumatized you? Fucking Blurry. Blurry traumatized me.
And then Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, somebody said was like, I've been reading, I got all these TikToks.
Stay off of TikTok.
I'm following these TikTok book review chicks.
This drink was really good. All right.
I had 3 of them.
Shit.
I had 3. You filled me up again.
I didn't fill you up. I topped you off. We didn't cheers one time during all of this.
No, we did not. Do you have anything to sip?
Cheers. I mean... Well...
Thank you for joining us.
Drink up, pussies.
Drink it up.
Thank you for joining us. We will be back again next month.
We will.
With
February
Done
3rd.
and Dusted and Green River Killer.
Yeah, which has to do with our Barnes & Noble date. So
yeah, we'll explain it again then, because why not?
Obviously, it's not going to be a smut. I hope not.
No.
No, I don't. I mean, that's just wrong.
Anyway, we're going to end this now.
Yes.
Great night. Bacon, as always. No, not. Oh,
Namaste. Peace.